Callum?
Yes.
Callum, we'll start with you. Overall thoughts on the show?
Good morning. I've done a few shows in this arena over a number of years. I've got to say, I don't think I've been ever so entertained over such a long evening. We've had a bit of everything tonight. We've had some fantastic pro fights. We've had some true misfits crossover boxing, absolute classics. We've had the Hagler-Hearns equivalent in Joey Essex and Romero. I think, for me, the most exciting fight I've ever seen at Misfits. Unbelievable. Credit to both. We've seen Misfits MMA launch in spectacular fashion with Dillon Danis victorious in spectacular style. We've seen an absolute legend in Tony Ferguson, proud Misfits champion. And of course, we've seen one of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen live. So we've seen a bit of everything.
How does that knockout rank in terms of brutality and being asleep compared to the knockouts you've seen on all your events at Misfits?
Of Misfits?
Yeah.
I'd say in 27 years of promoting boxing, that's right up there. That's right up there. I've got to say credit to Rockhold. I thought at the end of the first, I was surprised he came out for the second. I think it was the second he went back to the other corner, and then I thought, okay, he's definitely not coming out for the third. But we've seen it, these MMA / UFC guys. We saw it in his last fight with Darren Stewart as well. You've really got to put them asleep almost to win the fight, because they just seem to come back. And I'm pretty sure Luke Rockhold would have recovered and kept on going, and that's an absolute testimony to the sport of MMA. But at the same time, Darren Till, from his first Misfits fight at the beginning of this year, has really sharpened his tools. I know that gym very well. I've been in the other corner on the losing side with Eubank against Liam Smith in this arena. In the same, trained by the same trainers, the same gym, the same setup. So you see the benefits of working with the professional gyms.
I guess this question for both of you: is it quite nice in a situation like this where you end a show and you've already got other ideas, potential future fights? So if you start with the main event, you've got an option of going for Cole Froch, Darren Till. If you give the sole package Tony Ferguson, you can always win the rematch. You can do Tony Ferguson versus Gibb. You can do Tony Ferguson versus Dillon Danis.
There's a lot of options. I mean, I think we made that clear as well, Fred, that going forward, we don't want any of the fights to be meaningless, just put together for the sake of it. And I think we try to think of every possible outcome and what happens after, and plan for that 2 or 3 steps ahead. So every fight now, even if it's fighters who are lesser known, there's something cooking behind the scenes. There's a purpose for that fight. So that's well spotted.
And just for both of you, there's a bit of talk online about an early stoppage for Tony Ferguson. So I'm happy. Callum, we'll start with you. Was that stoppage early?
No, he was taking sustained punches to the head. There was, Salt started the fight very well. He was throwing great counters, and they were really having an effect. He marked him up, he buzzed him a couple of times, but he was fading, and Tony was getting the upper hand, and there was no way out of that. And he did exactly the right thing. The corner did raise their voices, of course, afterwards. We see that quite often in boxing. From my little bit of experience, I watched the fighter, not the corner. And Salt was absolutely fine leaving the ring, and a fighter who's really prepared to have gone on doesn't leave the ring like that. There's a different scene, of course. So I thought it was the correct time to stop the fight. Yes.
Mams, you think that was early?
I do. Sorry,
Cal.
I thought it was 3 seconds, 4 seconds too early. It's a pro fight, sanctioned pro fight. And it should have been, there's no standing 8 count, obviously. So you let it happen. Let's have a definitive result. I don't want any of our fighters to get hurt, obviously. And the referee saw that. I saw Salt's light dimming for sure, but it's nice to have, and not taking anything away from Tony Ferguson. Amazing. He was just growing stronger and stronger as it went, and it's an honour and a privilege to have him as a Misfits champion. But at the same time, 2-3 seconds longer, what if Salt made a recovery and the fight would go on? Who knows? Maybe even if it was a 10% chance, I'd like to not leave any questions or any doubts, personally.
Just even about not leaving any doubts, obviously, I think it's probably fair to say Ty did win that fight. The damage was Sean Hampton. But that first scorecard was a little strange. What was your thoughts on the 98-95?
I love it when promoters sit there saying, "Oh, it was a robbery. It was this. It was that." It's a very close fight. The early rounds clearly went to Ty, and then it's a question of how many of those rounds you give him and how many not. Without watching it back, I would be giving you an unqualified answer, but let me give you one. For me, he nicked it, and when I say nicked it, it was a round. Again, I need to go back and score it. We're delighted. Ty won. It can go against you as well. Unfortunately, I've been on both sides, but to really give you a quote, you have to look at it back.
You make it look like it's
A question for both of you. So there's also been some controversy over the result of Joey Essex and Numero. What were your thoughts on that?
Again, from my perspective, it's a 4-round fight. They've both gone down in a round, so we're talking about a 2-round fight.
I guess
So to judge a 2-round fight when they're swinging and missing, and it's very difficult. Could have given it a draw. I don't think Joey could have lose the fight. I think a draw would have been okay, but we've got the hometown nod. I'd love to see that fight again. I'm not sure we will, but I would love to see that fight again.
And a question for you and Mams as well. Over this week, there's been some conflicting reports of Andrew Tate being in talks with Mrs. Fight. Can we get some clarity on that?
He's an MMA fighter. He can fight me in MMA.
I speak to all kinds of fighters, all kinds of different figures, and until there's news to report, there's no point talking about anything, But yeah, I speak to.
Be his training partner.
I'll speak to Paul Gascoigne next week. People.
Be his main training partner.
Huh?
6 seconds.
15 seconds.
6 seconds.
You still have the MMA record on Misfits because
that was his main training partner. I'm saying in history though, but that's Andrew Tate's main training partner, so he should defend him.
Well, yeah. So
You got to say it more.
So there's
Say it with your
denial of Andrew Tate.
I'm not. I talk to all kinds of different
So you're
figures.
not denying.
We're in the business of bringing about viral moments, fighters that will make news, and all different walks of life, something for everyone. As you can see by the fighters on the stable right now, very, very high level. The highest level in the world, and all the way down to, and not taking anything away from Joey Essex and Numero. What an absolutely entertaining fight! But the point of it was they're both around the same level. And that's what makes it entertaining.
Dillon, good question for yourself.
Is this a mic?
You said leading up to this that you were going to make it easy work, and you did that.
Yeah.
Going forward, what type of opponent would you want for Mams? What type of opponent can you give Dillon right now in the MMA side?
I mean, he knows we gone through we showed the list of people that we tried to get that didn't take it. It would be pretty crazy because there's a lot of guys that are world champions that have a lot of accolades that have turned on this fight. But after this, seeing the performance I put on, I think we'll get a big name.
Any names that you can just shout out to us that possibly could fight Dillon going forward in MMA?
Let's digest the amazing night that it was tonight. Obviously,
Nate Diaz.
I've got ideas. There was always talk of
Me and
Tony and Dillon as well in MMA.
There was supposed to fight at GFL, it never ended up happening. Did you make that happen?
I think
Good ass Tony.
that's an interesting thing to look at.
We'll figure, like you said, we'll digest this one. You know what I mean? We're going to enjoy these victories. We got our belts, which is pretty cool.
I'm very happy that Toby won, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
respect.
Unlikely, we call it the unlikely, what was it?
An unlikely duo.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
Man, it's kind of a difference how it goes, but,
I was super happy
Misfits feel like pretty good.
Do you like Dillon?
Dillon's all right, man. I think in the end, I think some of us are just misunderstood. And I say that, with open arms. And we found a house here over at Misfits.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I was happy to see Tony win.
Yeah, likewise.
Very happy.
Dillon and Tony, both of you, I suppose it had been like, almost the exact same amount of time, like the summer of 2019, when you last won an MMA fight.
Alright, relax.
It's been a long time.
What was the feeling was, both of you, like,
Celebrate tonight.
what was the feeling like, getting your hand raised? I know, Tony, you made a big point of, you have to raise my hand, and you have to make this. What was the feeling like getting that W after all that time?
Oh, I envisioned it when I was starting the training camp and then going through training camp. The nerves, they left. I found myself a lot more comfortable inside a boxing ring. Always have. The only time I ever found myself in the cage was during fight night. Also, I've always wanted to throw on some shoes, throw on some 10-ounce gloves, and throw some sling and some leather. So here we go. Got this belt.
Dylan, obviously we saw Eddie Hall come into the ring.
Yeah, that would have been easy.
Do you think that's actually going to happen? Do you think
He has to make at least the UFC weight. He can't even make the
You
UFC
sound
heavyweight
serious?
limit. Yeah, he can't make the UFC heavyweight limit. But if he makes it, hell yeah, I'll do it. 425 is what he wanted to fight at. I'm 170.
Yeah,
So come on, make at least the UFC limit.
What about George Masvidal? That's a name that everyone.
Oh, God.
Him and MMA. No.
Darren, would you go and fight him in MMA?
Look, right now, I am a boxer. Let's not forget to the level I got in MMA. So of course, but right now I'm a boxer. Me and Dillon are on the same path. We respect. Look,
Yeah.
past all the bullshit, Dillon is a high level grappler.
I appreciate it.
And so yeah, look, if it was ever there, we'd do it. But right now,
He's on a different
you've
journey.
just seen what I'm about. I'm about that shit. Come on. None of that fucking shit.
I was so happy he put him out like that because Luke is a fucking scumbag. I don't know if you guys know Luke personally. He's a scumbag. And I'm so happy that he went out like that. I weakened his jaw a little bit yesterday, but dude, Till's left hand fucking put him out. And the way he was laying on the ropes, he said, fuck you, man.
What actually happened backstage between you and Luke?
He's an egomaniac. So I hit him with a couple lines and his ego, he couldn't handle it. But we weakened his jaw a little bit and then Till just finished it off. And I'm so happy to see that.
Man, do you think you can do him versus Luke in MMA?
I think Luke's dead. He might be at a funeral. I don't think he got up. Till put him out cold. Laying on the ropes.
Darren, would you say this was your first back and forth this week in the press conference? Was it satisfying to kind of end it with a knockout?
You know what? Look, when it's all said and done, I put a lot of hard work into this camp, and I felt like I wasn't even thinking. It was just my muscle memory was just like it was just coming all together. And obviously the knockout came and paid down. I felt like I could have knocked him out at any point, but I wanted to just test things, go to the body and stuff like that. Look, no disrespect to him, but he just felt very stiff in there, and it was just to be honest. It was really easy. It was too easy. I can't lie. It was just so easy.
Darren, you went for Carl Froch at the end there. Where does this lead us? Is this potential next main event?
I just don't think I'm going to get a fight in the influencer scene now, boxing, so I've got to go for these guys. And Carl, he's scurrying out of there, mate. Like, where did he go? Where did he go? Like, is he in here? Where is he, mate? Come on. Do you want to fight? Do you want to do your little fucking YouTube things on 10k subscribers and start giving it that? You beat me, this, that, the other. When you see me, he sat there just like yawning. But okay, you're doing all this yawning job, but get in the ring and face me like a man.
Darren, you said that obviously before in previous interviews that you would be willing to fight Andrew Tate. Obviously, if Andrew comes into this, would you fight him with boxing, or would you go and fight him?
I'd fight Andrew Tate, but I just don't think I'm going to get that fight right now. I don't think Andrew Tate's going to take the fight. I don't see many taking the fight at this point. I don't know what I'm going to do.
We got some plans for you.
I hope you have, mate. I hope you have, because I'm sitting here as a free agent now. Come on. Come money. I'm a free agent. I don't think I'm getting a Jake Paul. Look,
Jake Paul's not fighting him.
Come on. I'm being a realist. Jake Paul's not taking the fight. Declan, Jake Paul taking the fight. Come on.
No, Jake.
I'm gone. No, fuck this.
No, but
what do you think? No, what do you think? You ask lots of questions. What do you all think? No, just tell me the truth.
We've already been one week.
What?
What?
This
This one.
That's
10 push-ups. 10 push-ups.
Seriously, you guys if I see his mouth, say yeah, I'll ask for it. But I just don't think he's going to take it. He's on a bet. What?
We're interested in the fight, though.
But mate, I'm not going to sit and beg for a fight. I'm not going to get. He's a bigger star on a bigger trajectory. Why am I going to sit here and waste my breath and my time? He's not taking it right now, so I'll just won't call for it. Andrew Tate won't take it. Mike Perry, George Master, none of them want to take it. That's the truth. That's Mams. Mams, like, I feel like sometimes I throw him under the bus, but I've got to. Come on. No one wants to fight.
I got you. Just
Okay,
be
sorry,
patient.
got me.
Enjoy your night. We're in Manchester. You have a good night tonight, and then Monday we'll
I'll have a
talk.
good night tonight. Let me tell you that.
We'll be on the cherry noses.
What? No, that's
the case. If it's not straightforward.
there's ideas. There's ideas. We'll talk about it. What's the next question? Does anyone have a different fucking question?
What did you need?
This fucking guy's going on.
Just doing a little victory dance in the changes there, just a little wobble, so yeah. Not a lot.
Tony, everyone
Do you feel like
Tony, everyone keeps asking me about Dillon, but you do have an interest. Is there anyone you want to fight class?
Yeah, I just saw it as a title, but you know who's got the real title?
Yeah.
Who's that guy? Another influencer. So we're gonna talk. You know, money talks, bullshit walks, but we're here to stay. So I mean, be real. I like boxing. I like to make it 2-0.
Tony, just how much?
Wait, sorry. What's that?
The new MMA league.
Nothing. I don't want to spoil any surprises, but it's going to be very different, very rooted in some tradition with a new aesthetic and a slightly more entertaining. A rule set that's built for entertainment and no excessive hugging on the ground. And I'm not putting anything down. Obviously, I'm a massive student of the UFC's progress and everything. Big fan of Dana's, but I think there's a time for something fresh right now. And look, this is a new era for Misfits. This is the new era. I'm sitting here on this table with the new Degeneration X of Misfits.
Unlikely alliance.
Have you had any conversations with Darren Till?
I'll let Cal answer that one.
I'm gonna call French.
Yeah, we've had a chat. Yeah, I mean, I've made a lot of fights with Carl Froch over the years. You know, two Kessler fights, Abraham, George Groves at Wembley Stadium. So I've done a few with Carl. I think we can get it done, but we'll see.
Darren, do you feel like Carl doesn't want to fight with you? Do you feel like it would be even more of a brutal knockout?
I don't know at this point. Like, I try to be a truth teller all the time. Carl Froch is one of the best British fighters we've had in boxing, professional boxing. Like, if you look back at his accolades, I have to be a realist, but like he's talking shit and I'm talking shit, so the fight should get made. But I just feel like the more I'm talking shit, the more he's backing off. Yeah. And it's like, I'm the bigger guy, and he knows I've got power. Okay, yeah, is he a better boxer than me? Yeah, he is. But I just know with MMA things and stuff like that, I can get him out of there. So I called it on. He was sat there doing all his yawning job, and I was like, oh, you're doing all that yawning thing and that, like, well, what are you doing, mate? Like, get in the ring and face me. Like, you're chatting that you're going to beat MMA fights up, that you can crack me. Does he realise what we do to him, then? Does he actually realise? No, just good night, yeah, just wrap that up. Tony knows, Tony and Dillon know how to wrap people up. Yeah. And I do as well, mate. Look, I do. Come on, you don't spend 6 years in Brazil not how to wrap a little guillotine up. Get that choke for me, come on. He doesn't want it, doesn't want it.
And what was Carl's reaction when you made him react to his smoke?
No, hold on. Let's take it one step at a time. I haven't made an offer. I invited him here tonight. He came. He hasn't been to any other Misfits so far that I can remember. So, you know, he's clearly interested in the fight. Yeah. Look, he's been out the ring a while, so he'll have looked at tonight. It's a question: has his fist got itchy? You know, it's as simple as that. I mean, Darren's right what he says. They're both talk, and now it's a question of whether Cole fancies it. He doesn't need to financially, doesn't need to do it for any other reason. But the question now is, does he really fancy it? Only Cole can answer that. So I have to speak categorically here. I have not made him an offer yet.
Just don't know what Raheem, but I believe he's the first Scottish fighter on Misfits bill. Are you looking for any more Scottish fighters? Can I put a note back to Glasgow?
He did fantastic tonight.
Yeah, he did.
He done fantastic. Yeah. Great corner, great gym up there as well. I've done a lot of business up in Scotland. Great. We want to take Misfits to Scotland, yeah, for sure.
I thought you were going to give us a whiskey. I was like,
yeah.
Yes.
I think it would make sense, him coming off a loss and Sol Papi coming off a loss, maybe they can rematch. That would make sense. I think a lot of people would like to see that.
What about this man over here, Tony Ferguson?
No, not right now. I think Slim would have to earn that. I think unifying the belts is the move, or if Tony and Dillon want to get it on, I think those are the two fights that are most interesting.
Tony, there's been a man that you've been synonymous with throughout your career, Conor McGregor. Obviously, it never happened in MMA. Do you think possibly you could bring Conor to Misfits and fight him in boxing?
Oh, he's scared shitless of me. That dude doesn't want to fight me. Same thing with that coward Khabib. These are the two fighters that I've loved to want to fight. I got dossiers on both of them. They scared the shit out of them, and you know what? they just don't want a part of it. They do, and we'll find out a way how to do it. But I'm here. I'm resurrected. I feel great, and I'm great. I'm gonna enjoy this victory tonight.
Dillon, how do you feel about Tony saying that Connor's scared of it?
Connor? Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want that fight. No, but I like Tony, but he doesn't want to get hurt. I mean, Connor's my boy, you know, one of my brothers. So I think I like Tony a lot, and he won tonight. But I don't know if that's the path he wants to take.
Now we had to say, well, I mean, to be real, we had the same management, so they knew how I trained, where I trained, and how all the bouts it went. And they tried to sample that, and it didn't work for them for the longest time. They knew how fucking deadly I am when I really put it in there. I'm that guy with the red lipstick that kind of just goes right there, and he's that guy. I'm a sniper when it comes into it.
Have you had conversations with Gib about fighting over this fight?
Not directly with Gib, but with some of his team. I think it'll be very interesting be a very interesting fight.
We got a coke or something?
Just a note on time entry you want tonight. You guys have been talking about what's the trajectory?
We're gonna again digest what happened tonight. I think it was a great performance to hang in there with world ranked fighter like Sean Hemphill. I do, you know, I don't know about some of the judging on that. I think it was, I scored it 5-5, but I'm not a judge, you know, and Ty's my guy. But let's see. We'll have that discussion.
I'd love to see him fight Liam Cameron. Ended afterwards there tonight. He's got a good fight coming up. That sort of level. Fighting
That's guys. Last question. If no one accepts your fight, no one wants to fight you, would you end up fighting someone ranked with the WBA or anything like that to fight for a world title eventually in boxing?
Or to go over to pro boxing and get 20 grand for it. No, thank you. What gets eaten like shit by them promoters, all them dogs. No,
scumbag.
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 Oh, what are you talking about? So calm.
Eubank does that for me.
No, it's not happening, is it? You know, come on, me and Misfits. I mean, you know, I hope it's me and Misfits. Man.
It is you and Misfits.
Is it me and Misfits?
He looks Scouser negotiations going on right now.
I'm sorry to say, look, I'd love to do it, but it'd have to be for big dogs. I ain't going with it.
What about Misfits? Joint co-promotes and everything like that?
Then yeah, I'll fight anyone but me. I'm happy here. Come on, you know. That's what I'm fighting. It's good. Life's good. Come on, is life good, baby? We're getting a few watches tomorrow. We'll be skint in a few weeks, but we'll buy them.
Darren, what happened with the impeachment boss?
Fucking fucked me off, didn't he, the little cunt?
I tried to get him out of here too.
Fuck him, mate.
Both of us. I want him to come too.
Get into fuck. Legging me.
He's too big time now.
He's too big time for us now.
He's too big time. I tried to have him walk out with me too.
Fucking boohoo Mandy, isn't that? It's not happening now.
Thanks, guys. That's it now. Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it. We'll see you at Misfits 23.
It's all right. Thank you very much, man. Thank you.